Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to get around to actually trying to deal with Minsk. So let's regroup our party. We've still got Lazelle in camp, and we're going to head back to the Heapside Strand, or Lower City Gate. You know, we've used this waypoint quite a bit. We'll take the Lower City Central Wall. It can be helpful to look through different paths to figure out the layout of the city. We won't have any combat for a little bit, so we're going to remove our wild shape. Wild shape is a little dangerous to walk around in any town with. If the owlbear decides to jump, it can smash up possessions and cause aggression and fights. And we're going to head down here to the counting house. And we get another Elder Brain Tremor and an auto save. And we'll just walk right up and open the door. And the guy that we would like to talk to is right here on the right, the head clerk, Mead Honey.
Welcome to the counting house. I'm head clerk Mead Honey. How may the Fellowship of Financiers serve you?
You seem a little nervous, Sir Meat Honey. Had some difficult customers today? One in particular calling himself the Stone Lord, perhaps.
The who? The what? All right, fine. The head banker may have just taken a customer by that name down to the vaults. Rather large, rather heavily armed, which is against regulations. But I'm sure the head banker knows what he is doing.
I assure you, he does not. You are right to be nervous. But let us pass, and all will be well.
Well, who is this Stone Lord to you?
And here we have an opportunity to use persuasion or deception. We'll use persuasion. And we can even hit ourselves with guidance from Chihira. As long as we don't roll both ones, we're okay.
That would be most unusual. But then so is our visitor.
That he is. But don't worry. We can handle him.
Very well. Show the guards this temporary vault pass. And should my superior ask, keep my name out of it.
So we get a pass to go into the bank. There is a pass phrase to get into the vault that's up on the second floor in the far office. You can just stealth right in and read it, or there's some clues that you can use, water and lightning to diffuse it. We'll just go ahead and talk to Cash Guard Basher here. I already know the combination. We'll click on the fence.
Account holders only from here. Vault pass?
We have one, so we hand it over.
Right. Descend and know. Upon entering the vaults, you forego the protection of city and church law alike. Which is to say, keep to your own vault and you'll be fine.
We will certainly not be doing that. So as secure as this place is said to be, we can loot it as much as we'd like. So if we break the party and pull up Asterion, He's very good at opening these locks. And we can be much better than we are. So we've got the guidance amulet we can use. We can use the Mark of the Shifter amulet. We could put on the gloves and disguise ourselves as a gnome for a little extra. Copper coin pile. There's some other pouches. We'll grab the elixir of arcane cultivation. This particular heist takes care of the money problems that you might have if you still feel like you have any. They even have left us some thieves' tools in case we're running low. And we'll link up and we'll head down these stairs. And open the doors and head right through. And there's a back door here that leads out onto the docks. You can these alarm machines will go off, and they work very much like the scrying eyes from the tower.
Just need to see your vault pass, please.
And we'll hand her a
All's
pass.
in order. Blessed day to you.
And this whole hallway is just lots of traps. So they're going to go off.
Seems simple enough.
And we'll go into the vault door. No one's at the front desk. We can walk right through. If we start reading, we can see that there's a visitor log, which will tell us that the Stone Lord is here. And here we find a bunch of vaults. We'll break apart and grab a Starion. If we walk in, we can see on the wall there are some buttons. If we shoot them, it'll turn off the traps in the room. So there are usually traps here that will warp you back outside.
With pleasure.
We'll see how close we are. So we'll swap out our... And we'll want to shape change first. Okay, so we'll... Sometimes order of operations matters on this. We'll equip the guidance amulet. We're going to turn into a gnome. And then we'll put on the gloves. And we add up to the difficulty of this lock.
Traps. How considerate.
We'll grab the scrolls. The vaults are sort of themed. This one's got some wine in it. If we wanted drinks, there's a little coin down here and a bunch of paintings. So if we're interested in getting that and selling it. here. One gold coin, but a lot of money. Some jewels. Scroll of Revivify. And some more gems. Gold bars and things. Okay, so that's what's in this room. Robbing this one is slightly more complicated because of all the grates. So it's easy enough to get in and out, although it requires consuming some things. So we've got some scrolls and potions of gaseous form. And other than this particular heist, we probably will never use them.
Trust no one.
So we'll cast gaseous form and move into this room. And dismiss it. You can see because we shapeshifted, we're no longer a gnome. We've got a short sword +2 and a great axe +2, or some money. And you certainly don't need to do this if you don't want the items. Here we've got an elixir of battle mage's power, those are great. And we've got another row with 3 and then these 2 in the middle. I have not memorized which ones contain which. One of these I think is actually empty. So we'll take a look at safe N4, or safe number 4. Right, and this one looks like it's empty. This is the empty one. Chest with some money in it. And this is the last movement we actually need to do because we could just camp warp back out if we were interested in that. Got a couple backpacks in here, a bunch of adventurer's gear. Don't need a rope and a cup. They've got some, like a disguise kit. We don't need that either. I do like the face paint at the circus. That's kind of fun. In here we've got a crate full of more clothing. We'll just send that to camp in case we ever want to dress up the characters. And here we've got a big pile of money and some gold. And we'll accidentally lock ourselves in. And here we could just use the map's travel, right? Because the next place that we're going to go, Assyrian doesn't need to be in this combat, so we'll just have him go to camp. Not that we really need the gaseous form stuff, but so we'll link up our remaining heroes and head into this main room. So there's a commentary from one of the cleaning staff that says that the floor is acting up, and if you put water down and electrify it, that it will short out. We're just going to use the code. It's just as easy as 1, 3, 5, 6, and door opens right up. If you were patient, because the lights turn blue or red on correct or incorrect codes, you could just get it. So just by jumping on the different platforms and brute forcing it. These scrolls there are sometimes spell scrolls, sometimes not. And before we head down, we're going to want a third combat character for this particular encounter. So we're going to go back to camp, and we're going to talk to somebody we haven't talked to in a really long time at this point. So we're going to click our chest and we're going to go talk to Halson.
I received a dispatch from the Grove. Life carries on there in our absence, just as nature intended. My chosen successor, Francesca, has proven to be a wise choice. Perhaps the wisest I ever made as Archdruid.
So we'll point out that he did cleanse the Shadow Curse. That was pretty good.
One grand victory may not be enough to absolve a host of small failures. That is where true leadership lies. Not in winning a single vast battle, but in fighting 1,000 smaller ones. Making 10,000 difficult decisions. Finding balance where none seems possible. Day after day. I was all too eager to surrender my responsibilities towards the Grove. Perhaps I was never meant to be Archdruid. To be a leader.
So we'll just say that he did a good job.
Still, though, I cannot help but wonder if there was more I could have done. Perhaps, Oakfather willing, I may yet have the chance someday. Forgive me. The Shadow Curse occupied me so entirely, and for so long, I almost missed the purpose it gave me. Now I must find a new one.
So we're going to ask him to join the party.
You are blessed with several companions as it is. Perhaps dismiss one if you require me.
And we'll have him take Lazelle's spot.
I'm with you.
And we haven't leveled him up. So at level 10, we'll pick up the resistance cantrip. And at level 11, there's no choices to make. And we'll leave camp. And here we have Asterion back in his box. We'll deal with that later, so we'll send him to camp for now. It might have been better to have replaced Asterion just so that we could swap Halsin back out after the fight's over and bring Asterion straight down. Alright, so we'll regroup our party. Interesting, okay. Oh, because we weren't linked, right? That's probably what's going on there. Alright, so we got Halsin. There he is. Okay. We'll just leave Asterion in there for now. Okay. So, we've got our party. Let's prep to head downstairs with Halsin. We'll take a look at the spells he's got. We do want Conjure Elemental, and I think we're good with that. We'll also add Insect Plague. So we'll start off by conjuring another Water Myrmidon. And a Dryad. And we've got Jaheira's Menagerie as well. Halsin doesn't have anything to say in this combat, so before it starts, we'll go ahead and wild shape him into an owlbear. For Jaheira, we actually want her to be in character. We could take a rest here just to get our Bardic Inspiration back for additional shots, and take a look at also what our loadout is. We've got the Risky Ring, Caustic Band, so we're doing pretty well. The Druids don't really need too much in the way of equipment because they're shapeshifters. And we'll head through the door, and this wall right here, this passageway, is where we would click to go down. And I'm going to end this video here, and I'll catch you in the next one when we head into the vault proper and try to save Minx of Rashomon. Catch you there. Thanks for watching.